What has gone wrong with the special one?
You've spent a lot of time with Jose, haven't you?
I have. What hasn't gone wrong? I mean, just to put it into context, I worked for Chelsea TV. Back in 2007, I came across from Real Madrid TV. And so I spent a lot of time with him on the training ground. I went on a pre-season tour with him to America, went on a charity trip. He was charming.
He's very charismatic.
He is. He's incredibly charismatic. And he certainly changed a little when he went to Inter Milan. But a lot changed when he went to Real Madrid. He was upset. There were leaks. His teams were being leaked. The media were unfair to him. But then when he came back to Chelsea saying he was the happy one, he was anything but the happy one, to be honest.
He really was. He was very grumpy and he was, I thought, very down on the players. And that seems to be the case again, Peter. And Piers says, well, that's not a manager's fault. If the players aren't giving, it's not up to the manager.
Well, hang on. I think what I would say is a great manager can get the best out of any players, right? And I think clearly he's got a 3-year cycle, Mourinho, which we've seen now a few times. We came back to Chelsea, Real Madrid, Man United, is that something goes wrong when he loses this dressing room. But my argument remains, when you've got a player like Paul Pogba, £100 million transfer, when Alexis Sanchez joins on 500 grand a week, and these guys simply don't perform at a high level, at what point do the players, Peter, look at themselves and stop blaming managers?
I think that the players have got to have a certain amount of responsibility for what goes on the pitch. I think he lost the dressing room simply because of what he was saying in the press about a player.
Yes,
as a player, you do not want to see your manager after a game, post-match, talking about individual players, talking about, the team's performance. That should be kept in-house. And I think that's one of the main reasons the players just...
Because Alex Ferguson never did that.
No, exactly. And the irony is, in fact, you talk about these big players, and I know, Piers, you've said that the players have driven them out, but they've always been these big egos. David Beckham, for example, but Sir Alex Ferguson would not have any of that. Treatment. Exactly, the hairdryer and the boot as well. And
But I'd have sold Pogba. When Pogba started being so impertinent, even yesterday he was up to it again, tweeting and Instagramming a very, in my view, very insulting all-time thing.
I mean, there's a lot of players like that these days. I mean, they need managing.
Can you manage somebody? Can you manage a player like Pogba when they're earning so much money?
Yeah, well, for France, he won the World Cup.
Right.
Deschamps, he managed him OK. Listen, at the end of the day, man management is the most important thing.
Totally.
Getting the best out of the players, one-to-one relationships, getting the team together off the pitch. So when they're on the pitch, they perform as one, not individually.
What's extraordinary to me is, Arsene Wenger was given, 10 years at the end of shockingly mediocre performances, and the media never turned on him. Mourinho...
Sorry, you waged a one-man campaign
but I'm not the football media. But my point is, why did the football media generally
I think his personality
give Wenger so much time?
We touched on it.
When actually they never apply the same rules to someone like Mourinho. Because Mourinho, his track record in the last 15 years is unbelievable.
I used to love him in his press conferences post-match because, he'd be entertaining, he'd be informative, you'd get something out of him about the game, but also, he'd have a bit of fun with the press, and they loved him. I mean, this season, it's been weird. You listen to him and you think, what the hell's he talking about? And then he starts going into analysing the game in front of the cameras. Totally different Mourinho.
Or he gets crossed.
Whether or not...
That should be kept in the dressing room, to be honest. I mean, I think the biggest thing was that Jose Mourinho was this magnificent man manager. That's what he was good at. When he was at Chelsea, the players... They said that he made them feel 7 foot tall. The likes of Frank Lampard and John Terry and Didier Drogba, they adore him.
They worship him.
They worship him.
Yeah, but he used to have a joke with them. He used to have little practical jokes.
Yeah. Oh, there was all kinds of jokes.
As well as being a good disciplinarian and saying, look, this is what I want from you, he'd also have a light-hearted side to him.
So what will happen? Let's turn... OK, United, look, one of the biggest clubs in the world, arguably the biggest, right? They've now had 3 managers since Alex Ferguson. David Moyes, who I thought was given way too short a time, 9 months, and hounded up. Then Louis van Gaal, one of the best managers in the world, he failed. Mourinho, arguably after Ferguson, the best manager in the world in the last 20 years, he failed. It suggests to me, Alison, there is a more structural issue that's a problem at Man United. American owners, heavily debt-financed. How much is that at work here? Mourinho was begging for new players in the summer. He didn't get what he was begging for.
Yes, I mean, he was, but we have to remember that he spent something in the region of £400 million on players. He signed 11 players, many of them defenders, and I know that he really wanted Harry Maguire, who apparently was too expensive, but then if you look at how much Manchester United are going to end up spending, first of all, on compensation from Mourinho, and second of all, if they want to bring in...
They could have had Maguire for, what, 50 million, right?
Exactly.
Now, Liverpool went and bought Van Dijk
that's
for
the best that would
75
have
million.
sold him.
And you would say that Virgil van Dijk is one of the best players in the world right now and has been the rock at the centre of their defence. United's always had great defenders, Peter. And now they look fragile at the back. Why didn't they give him Harry Maguire?
Well, because he bought 2 centre-halves.
Yeah.
Bailey and Lindelof.
But he wanted Maguire, didn't he?
You know, he bought 2 centre-halves.
But he wanted Maguire.
Boateng as well.
Well, he wanted Maguire, yeah. But I mean, you could want extra players all the time. But you've got to look at the club's
Pochettino doesn't
point of
moan
view.
about what he hasn't got. He didn't get a single signing in the summer, and look how well he's done.
Yeah.
I also think,
I think
to
it's
be
your
honest,
public-facing attitude.
Yeah, it is. I think that's so important.
If you look at Manchester United's squad, they should be performing better, and they're not.
Yeah.
Now,
19 points
Mourinho,
off the top
have you
of the
seen
table.
Mourinho do some of the antics on the side of the pitch? You know, when he picked the bottles up and threw it, and they'd actually scored. To me, mentally, if something was wrong, listen, I don't know. Living in a hotel for 2 years, you know, going back to hotel,
£500,000 worth of hotel bills don't make you happy.
I mean, you stay in a hotel room for 2 weeks and it drives you.
It's no way to lead a life.
You know, whether or not that's affected his
he
personality.
wanted out, and I think in the end he was doing everything in his power.
Final
a little
question:
bit like
who should get the
Chelsea.
job? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's going into the end of the season. Should he get it full time, or have they got someone in mind? You think?
I think, you know, Zidane has got to be up there because, you know, three European Cups for Real Madrid. He's free. You know, he's a person that loves to play the game properly. Typical Man United.
Alison?
I do worry a little bit about Zidane because because of his English and because of his first time in the Premier League. Pochettino, you're going to love that.
I met him recently at the FIFA Awards and I shared a cab back with him, and what a charming man, what a committed man he is, and I was very impressed with him. But, you know, he hasn't won a lot of trophies. You know, Zidane's won 3 European Cups. You know, if you're going on actual winning trophies and being successful, you know...
But hang on, Peter. They just had the best trophy winner in the world in Mourinho, right? No one's got a better record of winning big trophies than him in the last millennium.
I think you need a man manager right now, someone who can galvanise the group. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will do that for now, but I think someone that can bring through great players, as we've seen Pochettino can do. You don't like to talk about managers who are already in a job, and I'm sure you would love, as I say, for them to snatch.
Well, I would like nothing better than Pochettino to go to Man United, because it would so annoy every Tottenham fan.
He sort of has the values of the club, I think.
OK,
Alison,
we've got to leave it there, guys.
thank you
Great
so
debate.
much.
Thank you very much indeed. And tonight, Arsenal play Spurs in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. I will be doing the draw for the semi-final afterwards, and I will be drawing Arsenal. Even if they lose, I'll be drawing Arsenal. That's the power of having control over the balls. Even if Arsenal lose, I will refuse
the
to not
Arsenal
have them
ball
in the
won't
draw.
be in there.
It's going to be me and Peter Crouch. It's my big moment. I've never drawn balls before for any tournament ever in the world. So
That's how Peter Crouch dances, isn't it? And how do you dance?
The robot. Me? Crouchy, we both got the...